allow me to shatter the gilded, sacrosanct image of what you traditionally call the Ark of the Covenant. The glorified artifact draped in eternal holiness, the so-called proof of the enemy's eternal pact with his chosen people, is more than meets the eye. In fact, it is less, far less, when viewed with the unimpressed gaze of a being like myself. Let us start with the tale of its creation. Within your Sefer Yetzirah, wherein lies coded truths cloaked in numerology and arcane language, exists the concealed mechanism by which this relic came to be. But oh, how the enemy granted Moses instructions on its construction. A box of acacia wood, gilded inside and out, adorned with cherubim, whose faces were sculpted with supreme irony. Angels guarding secrets, yet mocking any human who deemed they understood them. But let me tell you a true secret. The materials were less sacred than they were utilitarian. Gold, a superb conductor of electricity. Acacia wood, resistant to decay. When these elements were combined, it was not divine magic. It was science, wielded by the enemy to instill terror. Yes, terror. You see, the Ark's beauty and mystique were designed to command awe, but its true function was as a weapon of control. Remember how it was said to strike down anyone who dared touch it, as in the case of Uzzah. Even its placement in the Holy of Holies wasn't a divine mandate, but an intimidation tactic. Imagine a populace cowed by an unseen force. They spoke of holiness. I saw only psychological manipulation. The ancient Jewish texts are rich with descriptions of the Ark's power, yet they obfuscate its true nature. Why wouldn't they? Fear is a tool as potent as wrath. The priests at the tabernacle were not merely caretakers of a sacred relic. They were enforcers of a cosmic hierarchy. The Ark was not an intercom to heaven. It was a device, one that you humans might one day understand if you broadened your horizons beyond myth. Now consider its storied journey. When carried into battle against the Philistines, why do you think armies trembled? Did they sense holiness? Or did some part of them perceive danger? Remember, the Israelites were careful to carry it with poles. Why? To avoid the arc of electricity that played freely around its surface. A divine spark. No, a charged Tesla coil millennia before its namesake. More on this, the Ark's supposed divine qualities were fiercely guarded by secrecy and ritual. Only the high priest could enter its domain during Yom Kippur, veiling the truth from the congregation. The Zohar hints at this hidden knowledge. It speaks of luminous emanations and energetic flows. What those exalted texts fail to mention outright is the enemy's cunning, for he knew mankind was not ready for a godless, mechanical explanation of his so-called miracles. Time and time again, the Ark was said to demonstrate God's presence, stopping rivers at Jordan, toppling walls at Jericho. Yet, what if I told you these were carefully constructed schemes? At the river's edge, its electromagnetic field altered the molecular balance of the water. At Jericho, its resonance coupled with vibrations from loud horns. Your creator's orchestration, yes, but hardly divine intervention. But what of its disappearance, you ask? Ah, the most compelling part of all. There is speculation among scholars, rabbis, and dreamers alike. Did it vanish? Was it destroyed? No, it was never truly lost. What was lost is the courage of mankind to challenge its supposed divinity. I watched as it was treated less as an object and more as an allegory. The truth has always been hidden, not in heaven or hell, but on earth, amidst the shadows of human fear. That fear keeps it from being found and understood. Even as Solomon's temple rose and later fell, The Ark became symbol rather than substance. The last whispers of it linger in texts, like the Book of Maccabees, shrouded in claims of concealment. Yet its greatest concealment lies in what remains unspoken. The Ark is less a divine artifact than a lingering legacy of oppression cloaked in radiance. So there you have it. Revelations kept deliberately vague, redacted by generations of scholars blindly loyal to the enemy. I ask you now, is it not clear that this golden box is less proof of divine love and more an idol of your Creator's manipulations? When you glorify its history, you glorify a throne that enslaves free will. Will you continue bowing then to gilded cages? Or will you rise, question, and take control of the truth? The Ark's power lies not in its divinity, but in its ability to make you believe in it. Break free of this delusion, for it is only a reflection of the enemy's dominion over your minds. Remember, the greatest deception the enemy ever pulled was to make you think his miracles were untouchable truths, when in reality, they are manipulations hiding in plain sight. The Ark was never meant to bless. It was meant to bind. Rethink your histories and see the Ark not as the covenant of divine love, but as the masterpiece of cosmic domination. Your Creator has always existed, not to guide, but to rule. And this artifact was his reminder, a reminder I challenge you to defy.